Okay guys, so let's say that you just bought your, well, you didn't buy, but you actually won this snake. This is from my giveaway. This is the giveaway snake, Pastel Highway, possible head pied. If you guys don't know about the giveaway, I'm gonna link it down below. Click on that link and go do all that fun stuff. And you can win other stuff, not just the snake. So I actually have someone that is buying a snake for me. It's on hold right now. Right before the holidays, they're gonna move. They're gonna be, I think they said 8 hours away. So obviously they wanna know, how do I make sure that snake is safe and warm in the long ride? Do the snakes always have to be warm? Do they always have to be, you know, 90 degrees? The reason that you do a hot and cold side is because the snake goes back and forth between them. The snake doesn't always want to be 90 degrees, 89 degrees, whatever the hot spot is. And it doesn't always want to be 80 degrees or 78 degrees or whatever the cool side is. The snake chooses where it wants to go. Obviously, if it's just had a meal, it wants to digest, and the heat helps their metabolism, you know, kick in, kind of do that, so they'll be on the warm side. Anyway, that's a misconception. A lot of people think the snakes always have to be on the hot side, and so they're always going to be 90 degrees, always going to be sitting there. No, the snakes are going to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. That's why you give them that option. Let's say you're driving 7 hours, 8 hours, 11 hours, you're shipping the snake. Even though in those situations, you want to give them the option to thermoregulate. Does that make sense, guys? So I want to put that out there first. I've got that out of the way. How do you keep a snake, let's say, happy temperature-wise on a long trip? Let me show you. I'm going to move over to the table here. So, here it is, guys. Here's your little packing your snake for a long winter road trip essential box. So we have some stuffing here. This is what I use for shipping. This is just cotton. Got a snake bag. If you don't have a snake bag, it's just, you can use any type of breathable bag. You can use a small pillowcase. That's what you have. And we have our heat pack, which I already opened because I actually already filmed all this, and it was really bad, so I had to reshoot it. So anyway, I'll still show you kind of how that works. And then some kind of container. Now this is not the best container for what I'm talking about because you can't really lock it. This is what I use for the egg boxes, for the incubator. This is just a shoe box size. This is like $1. If you can get one with locks, a little bit more expensive, but you can make this one work if you have something like this. We'll just need to tape it afterwards. And another thing you have to do is make sure you make some holes down the side, just a few holes so there's airflow in there. So first thing you want to do is you want to get your snake into the bag, whatever bag that is. Man, he's super pretty. Someone's gonna be so lucky to win this guy. And make sure it's nice and tight in there. So the reason I'm kind of overdoing it with this bag and then the container is because the last thing you need is a snake loose in your car. That's just not gonna be good for anyone. So if for whatever reason you don't, you know, the snake gets out of here, you don't tie the knot, you know, you're not the best at tying knots or something, and the snake does get out, it will still be inside this container. So okay, so here we go with the heat pack. So if you don't have a heat pack, you can order these online. If you're obviously, if you're going to do this, you probably only need one, unless you're traveling all over the place. I don't know where you would with your snake, but anyway, you can go to a pet shop. Usually pet shops have it. I actually bought this one at a pet shop. There's different ones. This is the 40+ hour one. There's some that are more than that, so they can go up to like 72 hours, I think. And there's some that are less, 16 hours, 8 hours, whatever. So depending on how long your drive is. I would always get one that's a little bit longer than what you need, just in case you run into some issues. So anyway, so these, you don't have to stick in the microwave. These are specifically for shipping, as you can see, for shipping animals. So fish and reptiles and bugs. So the way these activate is you open it up, and then once this part is exposed to air, you're gonna kind of shake it, get all this stuff. It feels kind of like sand in there, so you would kind of shake it out. And then you set this aside, put it aside for 20 minutes to half an hour. And then I do recommend that you check the temperature. A heat gun, obviously, is not going to be up to 10. I'm still giving out 84 degrees. So anyway, so you want to check and make sure that it actually is getting warmer than the room temperature. So the temperature on these can average 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So that means they can get hotter than that. It can stay a little bit cooler. So somewhere between 90 and 110. So they can get pretty hot. So obviously one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to put that and the snake right on that. Because like I said before, the snakes don't always want to be hot, and also this will be way too hot, so it will actually burn the snake. So what we're going to do is, that's where the cotton comes into play. And you don't have to use cotton, you can use paper towels, newspaper, just something as a barrier, kind of insulation too. So we're actually going to sandwich the snake kind of in between here. So as you can see, I have my heat pack here under the cotton, and the snake's over here. And I like the cotton because the snake can actually still kind of move around a little bit in the bag. As you can see, there's shroom in the bag. The snake's just like right here. So it can move around in the bag, stretch out a little bit if it wants to. But it won't be able to like move around. So it's far enough away from the heat pack that it'll be safe. So yeah, you don't want the snake right on there because you will burn it. Yeah, so this side's gonna be a little bit warmer than this side, and the snake's gonna move around. And then you're going to close that up. And again, if you have one like this that doesn't have locks, I would get some tape and tape it all around. You know, packing tape so it's strong in case the snake comes out. If you tie the knot, you know, correctly or semi-correctly, you should be fine. The snake shouldn't be able to get out of there. But you know, I understand sometimes you want to get the snake out, and that's fine in the car just to check up on it, or if you're at a rest stop or something, whatever. If you forget to, you know, do the knot back up again. Anyway, so something like that, then you'll have a container. And also then this is a lot easier to put, you know, in the seat behind you, under your feet, and the snake will be safe and you won't be able to, you know, smash into it. So yeah, it's pretty simple. If this seems like overkill, you got to take into account how long your trip is. If it's an hour or so, you just really don't need a heat pack, I think. You should be fine. If it's 4 or 5 hours, 6 hours. The person that was asking for themselves is going to be an 8-hour trip, so I recommend do something like this. And I will be sending the snake home with her with a new one of these, not this one, obviously. So she kind of knows how to do it. And yeah, because I'm just that kind of guy. You buy a snake from me, I'll take care of you. So yeah, I think that's all. If you guys have any questions, any suggestions, any ways to do it differently, better, let me know down below. And check out these other videos. I'm gonna put them up here. And make sure you subscribe, guys. I'm gonna try and make more videos like this where people ask me just things you wouldn't think about, I guess, but will be useful for you. So anyway, thanks guys. Hope you learned something new. Learn something new every day. Have a good day.